Wow, another lovely Sporty Monday right here on Citizen TV. Of course, lots lined up for you, including the school games. It went down in Kakamega. Lots of crowd. The EPL is back, of course. Gituku's Man City, Haaland destroying defenses. The Gunners, they won, or did they scrape through? Maybe Chelsea, the Blues. Can they do much better? Lots of stuff lined up. My name is Isaac Swila. Welcome to Sporty Monday. But first things first, let me introduce my eminent panelist. Are they? Shitera, karibu sana.
Asante sana.
How are you feeling today after the outing in Kakamega?
I was with Arocho.
With Papa Arocho.
There is talent. In Kenya, talent. There is talent.
I hope of the right age group.
Yeah. The right age group, because I did due diligence and I was able to identify that Mark Shaban from Shanderema, as the rumors were, it was not about the age, it was about double registration. He had registered in another school and playing for Shanderema. Not the age. Not the age. Yeah.
You'll be breaking down that for us in a short while. But Zita,
yes.
Hujambo.
Sijambo, they decided waniache hapa Nairobi. Niliwangoja vizuri. Vitu mliacha Nairobi, ziko salama.
Thanks for the assurance.
Yeah, and thank you even for always giving us update on what is happening in Kakamega. And again, it's a beautiful Monday. Wale watu wa Monday blues, when you're in Sporty Monday, hakuna blues. So it's been an exciting week.
Good stuff you did down there. Yeah. Arocho?
Adrian Kibet. Adrian Kibet.
The next who?
The next big thing in Kenyan soccer. When somebody one day woke up and said that there's no talent in Kenya, I'm now convinced that man is a madman. Because
who is he?
Whoever, I'm not going to mention it. But what I can tell you is that there's abundant talent and there is the fan base to push it.
Abundant talent, huge fan base, and thus leads us to our question of the day. Of course, the national Term 2 school games concluded in Kakamega, and today we are asking you your thoughts on the ended national school games competition. Your thoughts on the ended national school games competition. We just want to hear from you. Text us, tweet us at Citizen TV Kenya, at Isaac Swila. SMS us 22422. Of course, we'll be sampling your feedback at the end of this program. #Daybreak. So talk to us. We just want to hear from you. Lots of good stuff went down there. So just give us your thoughts on that competition. And of course, we'll be sampling it. And now, they just concluded national secondary school games held in Kakamega. So fans in their thousands thronged the Buhungu Stadium to catch a glimpse of the raw talents on display. Our very own Steve Shitera followed every tidbit of the competition and filed the following report.
For the 5 days that Kakamega played host to this year's National School Games, it became a norm for the fans to fill Buhungu Stadium to the rafters. From far and wide, Nyanza, Kitale, and even the locals in Kakamega, they made a pilgrimage to the Buhungu Stadium from as early as 9 a.m. to religiously follow the games. The young boys and girls on parade, on the other hand, did not disappoint, displaying quality football and high competition from the opening match to the finals, leaving the salivating fans yearning for more.
Tuko na talanta, lakini swali ambalo tunajiuliza, hii talanta inapotea wapi? Hilo swali nafaa tujiulize, hii talanta tumeona hapa leo inapotea wapi? Sisi kama mashabiki tumejitokeza. Hii ni mpira ya shule, leo ni siku ya kazi, lakini mafans wamejaa uwanja mzima. Kwa hivyo hii ni kwa wale stakeholders wa football. The ball is in your court. You are missing the fans, you are missing Kenyans at large. Do something about football. Do it today, do it now.
The one-week sporting extravaganza serving as a platform to showcase the rich and tapped talent from the 8 regions in the country. Not to be left behind were the sweet tunes of his Sikuti, which served as an ingredient in motivating the teams from Western region. Shanderema boys particularly anchored their play from the midfield, causing havoc to their opponents, thumping Agorosare from Nyanza 5-1 to earn a ticket to the East Africa Games in Rwanda, set for this week. The 17-year-old Kelly Madada, a Form 3 student at the school, particularly caught the eyes of football scouts for his flair and creativity.
We have plenty of talent, very good talent, that the country should be able to nurture from, and especially our organizers, the FKF. We have a lot of talent that if is nurtured very well, we have a lot of time to prepare, and in the next 5 years we should have a very good team in this country.
The national champion St. Anthony Kitale went past their opponents Dagoretti boys from Nairobi to clinch their 6th national school football title, thanks to Spain-bound the 17-year-old Aldrin Kibet, who scored a brace. He also scored a crucial goal against Shanderema in the semi-finals. The raw talent on the pitch is a clear message to football administrators in Kenya that there is need for action.
So we are going to invest heavily in the young people of our country, both boys and girls, so that their full potential can be realized. And with the kind of support that we are providing and getting from the Ministry of Sports and the government, I assure you that we are going to take this to another level, because we want our young ones to transition in and go up to international teams. So between the national government and the county government, tutamaliza Buhungu Stadium, so that we can host the East Africa Games here. And because we are bidding for AFCON 2027, if we are successful in that bidding, Kakamega has proven that it is a worthy location for an AFCON game. Na sisi kama Gatuzi na Kakamega tuna support mambo ya talanta, and I want to request waziri wetu wa sports, hiyo talanta hela ambayo mongelea from the national government, Kakamega County we are ready to host any tournament. Tumedhihirisha wazi ya kwamba this is the hotbed of soccer in the Western region.
The Kenyan representatives in various disciplines will jet out on the 17th for the East Africa School Games, set for Huye, Rwanda from 17th to 27th of this month. Kenya's representatives in boys football will be Dagoretti, St. Anthony Kitale, and Shanderema High School from Kakamega. Girls will be represented by Butere Girls from Kakamega, Wieta from Trans Nzoia, and Madira from Vihiga County. In volleyball, Ruthimitu, Anderson and Namwela will represent Kenya in the boys category. For girls, Kesogon, Kwandanze and Soweto will represent Kenya. In netball, Kenya's representatives will be Oyugi Ogango, Bukoholo and Anderson. For rugby sevens, it will be Koyonzo, Vihiga and St. Mary's Yala. Steve Shitera for Sporty Monday, Buhungu Stadium, Kakamega.
Wow, fantastic stuff there. Beautiful reporting. Arocho, you are there. Shitera summed it up in that review. But lots of talking points from that story and even the pledges by the powers that be.
First and foremost, I'd like to highlight something. I saw the governor of Kakamega. Surely, guys, when we want to build Kenya, we have to wear Kenya.
Where Kenya
he is the host, governor, putting on an Arsenal jersey in a school game. Surely, my friend, governor, you've really embarrassed me. That one should not happen. But let's go back to the issues. I think I talked about a D-link between the school games and the federation, the body that is running Kenyan football. For example, did you see any official of the federation? You were there. Did you see the technical director of Football Kenya Federation, my friend Murang'a? He's an instrumental person as far as linking the school games and the federation. The guy was absent. You know, guys, we cannot just wake up one early morning and see success. You saw that guy who talked about where hii talanta inapotea wapi. Inapotea because once these boys are done with the school games, they ought to move to the next level, and it's federation football. And if the federation is not represented, I'm not talking about the branch federation, because the branches in Kakamega, Bungoma, and all over the country cannot do much. The national federation, the presence was very important, so that we bring from school integration into league football. But going back to the pitch, I was so impressed. What Abana
Bengo.
Abana Bengo. I wish I could say much about the
what does mean?
Abana Bengo is homeboys.
Watu wa
vijana wa nyumbani.
Watu wa nyumbani. I was so proud with Abana Bengo. Fans thronged into that stadium. Do you know the reason why they thronged into that stadium? They're attached to those teams. When you are someone from Ndewa, cyclists, about 50 cyclists from Ndewa, cycled from Ndewa to Kakamega, simply because of Agorosari.
Wow.
People moved from Kitale.
Yes.
In buses, simply because of what? St. Anthony. So it's the attachment that brings fans into the stadium. And that's why I normally talk on this show about community teams. Those are the teams that will bring football where it belongs.
Wow.
Okay, my KCB might not be one of them, but KCB...
But your Shabana.
My Shabana is one of them.
Yes.
That is where football should go.
Talking of community teams, I'm hoping also to see Simenya Secondary School ruffling feathers the bigger boys next year. Is it, your thoughts on this?
I saw pictures from 5 a.m. people coming to watch the game. Like unajua mtu the early you come unapata kiti. So for me that was impressive, as Arocha said. I think Arocha has touched everything, but again the transition of the teams from the high school. These games has been there. Talent has been there every year. So this is the time that we've seen it. Like it is not the first time we've seen it being big, like everyone talking about it. So it's been there, and a lot of things that have been said. Now we've seen where a lot of teams from Western going to East African games representing Kenya. You see, so where does the talent come from? Where do we need to invest more on each and everything that, like maybe football? We have in football, in high school, we have 2 teams in boys' school. In girls, we have like Butere is the first, that is from Western. And then we have, I think, 2 of them. Madira is from Western.
Uyeta Trans
Nzoia. Trans Nzoia is part of Western. So this is where we need even to build infrastructure for the talent from scratch. Even if you check even in rugby, 2 of the teams from Western.
Koyonzo, Vihiga.
Yes, from Western. Where do we have to do it to put a structure to bring up this talent?
But now again, she's asking a fundamental question. You covered it from day 1 to the final day. Can this team go and shine in East Africa? Who Rwanda you talked about, and 2. Harambee Stars matches can't draw such a crowd.
We are not attached to the team.
I think what Arocho said is very true. People who are the driving force behind Harambee Stars is the FKF. The driving force behind the Premier League is the FKF. Now, a fundamental question: where was my friend Nick Mwendwa?
Nowhere.
Leave alone scout. Just to experience the raw talent on the pitch. That's 1. 2, I think if the Premier League drew such numbers, we will not be grappling with sponsors. But again, this is a missed opportunity for marketers. Where were they?
Thank you.
Where were they? Or they were told school games cannot draw viewership. Look at the numbers. At 9 a.m., Arocho ignored. I think he also thought that since it's school games, I'll get a seat. Arocho did not get a seat, and he forgot he forgot his stool.
No, as a journalist, yes.
No, but I didn't need a seat. I was dancing all through.
Yeah. So to me, the organization, kudos to Kenya Secondary School Sports Association. This is an exemplary job which FKF should benchmark. Number 3, I want to throw a warning shot to politicians. Stay away from sports. Because I saw the scenes at Bohungu Stadium, and you saw it. Now politicians are using the crowds to try and show off their might, landing in choppers, making rounds the stadium as if they were strikers. I think politicians should come to the field as spectators, not as people who are seeking votes from the fans. And the last one...
I wish you could be direct.
The last...
Mention this. There's someone who really messed up.
No.
Yeah. Shitera.
Yeah.
You know, for us to help this game,
yes,
we have to come out and call a spade a spade.
Not a big spoon.
Shandarema?
Shandarema High School.
Shandarema, my friend Malala. I don't think that was sportish. You cannot come with 500,000 and say that if you win this match, I'll give you this 500,000.
It disorients the players.
It disorganizes the players.
And
so for me, where don't mince your words. You need to come straight
so
that we can sort this
And
thing
when the team was beaten by St. Anthony, he made an amendment to his promise and split the 500,000 shillings into two. Gave Shandarema 200,000 and gave St. Anthony 300,000. I think my friend he has mentioned my friend Malala and other politicians. If you have a token that you want to give to the students, please come to our good organizers, Kenya Secondary School.
Through them.
Yes.
And channel your support.
Channel your support through that.
The message is home. The message is home. Politicians, keep politics out of sports and more so out of school games. And now, moving forward to Nairobi, of course, we had the Christie 7 taking place at the weekend. And of course, Arocho's KCB were back at their sparkling best, winning the title. Take a look.
So most of the things that they did, the things that they could have even done at the other tournaments that we lost. Because I say every time I'm asked why I've going to won the 2 last tournaments, it's because of luck. We fell very short, but we had the hunger to go through and be able to win. So it's just a congratulations to them and their resilience and the hard work they put to be able to succeed today.
Real quick, Zita, KCB and Cabras, basically, these are a show between the two teams. Now, KCB with this win, they have made it 2 out of 4, Cabras 2 out of 4.
I think it's a message that KCB is sending now that we are back. It's not only about Cabras every time, because for the whole year, last year and this year, we've been talking about Cabras doing very well in the rugby. Then KCB has everything that it takes. So I think it's the message they're sending, like we are back. We went back to the drawing board, and now expect more from us. So I think it's going to be a very competitive coming to the next stage. I think it's going to be very competitive because every team now wants to win. Yeah.
Every team wants to win Shitera. I know you support Cabras, but of course they finished third in this competition probably. How do you see the circuit series ending, even as the two tussle for the top spot?
I agree. Where there is no competition, you will probably lay back and believe that you are the dominant factor. But seeing KCB coming up is a good challenge to Cabras, and we expect more competitive and thrilling competition ahead. But my heart bleeds because...
Your heart bleeds?
It bleeds because the rugby we knew, where did the teams go? Kenya Harlequins, Mean Machine. These are the community clubs in as far as rugby is concerned. These are the clubs that I'm really pleading to see them back, because the competition was tough then.
Yes.
Leave alone now that Cabras is oiled, Menengai Oilers is oiled, KCB, Arocho's KCB is oiled. We really need to see the passion. The times we used to feel the RFUA grounds along Gong Road, yes, to the rafters. These are the days that I miss.
You miss. Arocho, just in 1 minute, your thoughts on the Christie Sevens.
In fact, I won't even take a minute. I need to be vindicated. I've been saying it on this set that, guys, I'm planning something. You've seen, and Chitera, you need to apologize. First, apologize and withdraw the sentiments that you've been making here as far as KCB is concerned. Please, Sheila, I need that done. I need that done before I proceed.
In due course.
Even as you demand your apology, can you also give Cabra some credit? They want to...
No, I will not give credit because I've been bashed on this show, that KCB with all the money, flower girls. And, you know, the problem I have is that nobody is talking about the flower girl issues now. When I perform...
You are doing it like Arsenal, winning a plate and you want an apology.
No, that is the beginning. You know, KCB is not just any other
Do it
institution.
and then I will.
And coming back to this event, and you've seen the coach has ably put it, resilience.
Resilience.
We've been planning it, and now it's coming up.
Now, again, today we ask you, your question of the day, we ask you on your thoughts about the school games. What are your thoughts on the school games? What are your thoughts on the national school games that ended in Mombasa? Talk to us, 22422 at Citizen TV Kenya, at Isaac Swiller, hashtag Daybreak. We're gonna sample some of your feedback at the tail end of this program. And now, Zita is at the scoreboard. Just to break it down for us, Zita, take it away.
Sila, thank you so much. It's been a very exciting week. The EPL is back. And now that we have only, I think, a week so that the KPL again back to where? To the stadium. Anyway, we're going to talk about AFC Leopards today, and we're going to talk about their former coach, that is from Belgium, that is Patrick Osim. He was he's 58 years. He's 58 years, and then he was part of the AFC Leopards, that is from February 9th on 2021, being the head coach of the team. Again, sorry. On July 12th, 2023, I think it was through social media, that is Twitter, he said that he's not coming to be part of the AFC Leopards because of the health issues. Again, he was given an offer of extension of 2 years contract, but he rejected it. During his term here in being part of the AFC Leopards head coach, there was a ban that was with the FC because they couldn't do any transfer of players because of money issues where they haven't paid part of the dues. And then again, now after quitting AFC Leopards, he went and actually alipeleka AFC Leopards mbele because he hasn't been paid his dues, because that is part of the transfer agreement. They had transfer money, actually the signing fee, sorry, and then the air ticket, and again some of the money, money that is supposed to be paid, that it was almost 20 million shillings. So FC has been on the edge until on On Saturday, that was because of the club licensing, whereby they need to pay their coach first before the ban of the transfer ban to be lifted, and then the club be given the club licensing. So on the deadline was on Saturday, that is midnight, and I think because we haven't had anything from the team or any official communication from the team of what happened, but I think the transfer is going to be lifted. What I've heard, the transfer is going to be lifted because there's an agreement between the coach and the club, that is AFC Leopards. So his time with FC Leopard, he hasn't won anything, but he was they were third in the FKF that is FKF tournament cup. They were third. Again, I just wanted to ask a question because I've seen in the den we have more than 13 players are training with the team, and they're supposed when the ban is lifted, I think they're going to be signed as to be part of the FC Leopards players. And then we have Clefeth Miheso, part of it, where Clefeth Miheso has taken even Gor Mahia because they need to pay him 2.2 million of the money, and then he was the highest paid player in the Kenya Police, and now he's back at AFC Leopards. What do you think? As I just want to give a question to my panelists, do you think it's the worst thing? Because FC had a very good team, a very young team, where Austin was the coach. They had a very young team, a very good team, whereby bringing all these Kevin Kimani and Clefeth Miheso to be part of it, do you think it's going to take them back to what is happening now to them?
Well, that's Zita there posting a key question, maybe to Arocho, and even as you tackle it, Zita's asked a very key question.
But during his tenure,
yes.
I want to make some interjection. Osem's won a trophy.
Which is?
He beat Gor Mahia.
He beat Gor Mahia is the only trophy they won. And the question is, Leopards are on the edge, as Zita's put it. 20 million Leopards have to pay. This is a team that doesn't even have a training ground. This is a coach that didn't win a single silverware. Arocho, our club's managers getting it right.
I've always been saying it elsewhere, not necessarily on this show, that these guys are just scammers. These foreign coaches, a foreign coach worth his salt in Europe has no business in Africa. More so in East Africa. Yeah, guys.
More so in Kenya.
Yes. If you're a coach in Europe, and you have your credentials, and you've succeeded somewhere in Europe, what are you doing in East Africa? And that's why I normally call these guys scams. What did Ozem win for FC Leopards?
Gor Mahia.
No, you're joking with that match, but I'm talking about silverware. No. Shitera.
When is the last match
these guys come into Kenya just to rob us, period. Going by his record, but to respond to your question, I think FC Leopards, to respond to Rita's question, she asked if Kimani and Kimani would help FC Leopards. Guys, look at Kimani's statistics at Bandari.
But he's already gone.
No, guys, wait. No, I'm not talking about Kimani, the coach. You've talked about the player.
Yes, the player. Kimani, the player.
Kimani, the player. Look at his statistics. When Kimani went to Bandari were at number 12. Kimani went to Bandari and was given targets. Kimani scored a total of 8 goals, 12 assists. And he beat his target. The reason why he left Bandari is simply because Bandari could not afford him.
When was that?
That is about 1.5 seasons ago. Kimani is a good player, and I'll be vindicated. The good thing about me, my utterances on this show, is that I'm normally vindicated.
What about Matiliku? What about Matiliku?
Shitera,
no, I've responded.
Is usually
I'm bringing it out.
Can you tell us, where does this leave Leopards coffers? 20 million to pay to Ozems.
I think I'm the person who is vindicated because when they sacked Anthony Kimani, Modo, I told them they are off the mark, and it has come to pass because Kimani left FC Leopards, went to Bandari, did a good job there. He's out to Lindsay now. My good friend Dan Shikanda, I think the little money we have, we should use it wisely. And by bringing a foreign coach who works who walks away the same way he came in, I don't think it's the right investment to a big club like AFC Leopards. Because even as I'm joking that Osems won the most crucial derby,
which is beating Gor Mahia.
What else has he brought on the table to warrant the money he's claiming? And I join Arocho in that chorus.
Thank you.
And because we really need to have value for money. And I bring on the table the chorus that let us buy Kenya
and
build Kenya.
Staying with you, Zita, probably you can throw some fire into this. We've seen Osems every season, before the season comes to an end, 3-4 matches to go, he goes on vacation. Every year, we've seen a coach at fight with journalists, a coach basically at fight with everyone except himself, maybe in 1 minute.
I think if he's been doing that in every season, I think there's an agreement between them and the club. Like maybe with the two matches or 3 matches to finish, maybe I can be going back home.
That defeatist, and that's what Arocho is asking. We are paying you lots of money before you see off the campaign. You're off to holiday.
He was even the match that they were playing against the third place, they were playing against the FKF Cup. Actually, he wasn't even there, and the assistant coach who's now the head coach, yes, Tom Juma, he stepped up. I think maybe he was even it was a positive. They're positive now, like being Tom Juma stepping up to the 3 matches. Now he has the head coach, so I think it was an advantage for him. So for me, when you, I think even the first time, before this season end, before the last season end, there's a time whereby he said he's not coming back, and then he took AFC Leopards to FIFA that he needs to be paid his money, and then again I saw the chairman of AFC Leopards going to pick him at the airport, bringing him back because
there was a handshake.
So for me, I think there was a red flag already, but they didn't realize. Yeah, they didn't realize. So for me, I think, I don't know. It's just they need to learn.
Red flags, they need to be flagged off probably. And still in Nairobi, Murang'a Seals earned promotion to Kenya's top flight, the Kenyan Premier League, after finishing second in the 2022-2023 National Super League. And as Zita Jimoi reports, the team has put the big boys on notice as they aim to make their mark in the top division when the KPL season gets underway on the 26th of August.
The 2022-2023 National Super League campaign proved to be one of the best for the Murang'a-based team. Not only did they realize the long-cherished dream of gracing the KPL, but also made their home ground, St. Sebastian Park, a fortress.
I'm happy that we are in KPL now, after 6 years since Murang'a Seal was started.
And the newfound success has brought with it a new headache, that of getting their home ground, St. Sebastian Park, ready to host the top flight matches. And the club administration is working around the clock to make this a reality.
I've gotten, the CAF requirements, so I'm doing all those things that, CAF has in a small way, because also I don't want to have a stadium that has a capacity of 10,000. I want to have a maximum of about 5,000. So I want St. Sebastian to be the model. I want people to come and benchmark from St. Sebastian. I've done my studies. I know what needs to be there. Of course, this requires funding. And I hope that in a year's time, we'll probably have the best.
The team will begin its KPL campaign away to rivals Shabana, who also earned promotion after emerging champions of the National Super League, and they are bullish ahead of their KPL debut.
These are guys who've been with NSL for the last 3 seasons. We've established a kind of nice rivalry. We are ready for it.
Si tuko kana philosophy yetu. Tuna approach game by game. So sahi focus yetu ni Shabana. Tunajua the moment strategy yetu itawaka, tutaweza kushinda hiyo game.
And as part of sustainability measures, the club is working on developing a youth academy, putting in place proper scouting and nurturing young talents from the grassroots to build a strong squad for the future.
Have these kids in a boarding school, from all over the country, and then we have them 24 hours, then I would imagine that we would have something better than what they are doing in the UK, because we have more time with the kids. if they're in a boarding school. So that inspired me to start a school. That I've adopted a similar way to the way they do it in the UK. Slightly different, so we stay with the kids in the academy, in the hostels, and then they attend a local secondary school. That way I'm hoping that as we grow the academy, then we'll be able to do the infrastructure, get people to come and partner with us, set up the academy.
Their youth team finished second in the FKF Central Region League last season, while the women's side, Murang'a Seal's Queens, were third in the County FKF Women League.
Right now there is what I would call the informal way of doing things. People are on WhatsApp, but we'll be launching our website in the next few weeks, whereby if you want to be a fan, if you want to buy our merchandise, you can actually go to that website. So we intend to use social media to actually bring over, to increase the fan base. And I'm also planning to, have cameras every home match so that we can actually televise our games live. And then we hope that way maybe you have, a bigger fan base. Yeah. So right now there is excitement around Mount Kenya about the team.
The men's head coach, Vincent Nyaberi, who joins the team in January 2021, looks back at the strides they have made with pride.
Mimi kama coach sioni kama ikiwa challenge kubwa juu nimekuwa kwa FKF Premier League, ikiitwa Kenya Premier League nikiwa na Bika United. Kwa hivyo challenge kubwa niseme ni ile ikifika sahi sisi kama Murang'a Seal tumetoka NSL tumeingia FKF Premier League. Kitu ningependa kufanya sasa ni ku maintain kwanza penye nimeingia sasa kwa hiyo FKF Premier League, halafu kuanzia hapo naweza panga mikakati zingine. Kwa hivyo siwezi sema ati Shabana ni side mbaya ama ni timu mbaya. Kulingana na structures zetu tumeweka sisi kama Murang'a Seal, hatutakangi kuendea ati tuseme tunataka kufanya ati big signing. Sasa tunaangalia vijana wenye wana grow, mtu mwenye anaweza kupea ile long term. Si mtu mwenye unaweza endea mtu jina kubwa, lakini hasa ukiangalia huyu mtu umeendea maybe ile short term yenye anaweza kupea iweze kukusaidia kama team.
And for the team, it is not just football. Since its establishment in 2012, the club has been involved in community development projects.
I'm really interested in doing football as a business. And we've seen our girls, they are playing in top leagues in Europe. And without even, the basic infrastructure, basic structures by the federation. So it means that then there are women then have better chance to go to the top leagues other than our men. So I said, why not start also a league, a women leagues?
It's the new face for Murang'a Seals as they enter the KPL to battle it out with the big boys. Reporting for Citizen TV, I am Zita Jimoi.
That's our very own Zita Jimoi, of course, catching up with the team there as they gear for the KPL. And now let's switch gears over to the EPL, where there's a lot of intense speculation over the future of one Moises Caicedo, and Harry is on the move. Zita, break it down for us.
Thank you so much, Sila, again. So Moises Caicedo is 21 years of age, and he's a defensive midfielder. Actually, Arsenal, they did a bid for him, but he rejected it. Chelsea did, again, a bid for him. This is where there was a little bit of drama, whereby actually even the game yesterday between Chelsea and Liverpool, they said it's Caicedo a derby anyway. So he rejected a bid from Liverpool, and now he's so focused on joining Chelsea. What makes this player very expensive now, because it's 115 million pounds that his Chelsea has put on the table. He's a versatile player, work ethics and the ability to break up the opposition play. Like, he's a very good defensive midfielder, and actually good than Arsenal, that is Thomas Partey. But anyway, still, that is what I can say about Caicedo.
You want to drag in Thomas Partey. Partey is the best. But as we move, let's look at Harry Kane. What's up on Harry?
Hurricane, let's go to Hurricane. Hurricane is actually 30 years of age, and I was just really praying when he played on Saturday, like he can win that cup. His first cup, but anyway, it didn't happen. He's a center forward. He's a captain, England captain, but assistant captain in Tottenham. He has 213 goals, and again, this is where all the story comes, whereby I wish he would have stayed in one of the teams in England, so that he can break Alan's the most top scoring as in a top scorer in the English Premier League, because I wanted him to come to Manchester United, but it didn't happen. But it will have been a big chance for him to be all time. Like it was only 47 goals actually, Afike Alan. Again, he has been sold to £100 million, and that is what I can say about Kane. Again,